Hello, hello. Welcome back to the podcast. It's your girl, Kamie Crawford. And today, I'm not the only big sis in the building. Today, we have sisters, content creators with over 4 million followers on TikTok, and hosts of the Big Sis Energy podcast, Mackenzie and Malia.
Hello.
Hey, y'all. I'm so excited.
Thank you for having us. This is so fun.
I'm so excited because I just feel like I'm one of you.
The sisters.
Like, literally.
I was like, we feel so comfortable coming on. I was like,
Yay.
Kamie's our sister.
I'm
She's our
so
older sister.
glad.
Oh, yeah.
And I got to
Big
come on you
older
guys'
sister
podcast
vibes.
too, which was amazing.
That was so fun.
So fun.
It was such a good time. And I'm still stuck on the fact that you two are sisters and not twins.
Yes.
That
A
trips
year,
a lot of
a year and a
people
day
up.
apart.
A year and a day
A year
apart,
and a
both
day.
Virgos.
Yes.
Which, like I said on your podcast, is like very Virgo energy to like plan your birthdays
Yes.
to be a day apart.
You
It's
said
funny
in
'cause-
heaven, pre-plan in heaven.
Yes.
Kenzie's like
Pre-planned.
the typical Virgo, though, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like, she has all those traits.
The ones that organize.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
It's funny because, like, I'm kind of, I don't want to say messy, but, like, my room is unorganized,
Yeah.
but my brain is organized.
Organized chaos.
Yes.
Yes.
Organized chaos. That's
It's like
pretty
my
much me.
room's messy, but like I know where everything is.
Yes.
I just have to dig
Exactly.
through some things and
Exactly. Who's the one who, when there's an argument, like they present all of the facts? Because that's a very Virgo trait.
I feel like both of
Both
us,
of
low key,
us.
because
Yeah.
if I have a problem, I'm gonna be like, okay, there's this, this, and this, and I also feel like if I don't come with the receipts, Mackenzie's gonna be like, well, when did I do that?
Yes.
I'm like, girl, okay, so I need the facts.
Girl. No, that's so
I need the
true.
facts.
Wait, who's older?
I'm older.
And then there's a younger, Michaela.
Yes.
Who's now like, I feel like I'm watching like a debutante ball, like she's being entered into the scene of like
It's
your
crazy.
content.
No, she's 16 now.
Because when we first started, she was 12, and we would do, like, her hair in our
Yeah.
TikTok videos and stuff. And now I'm like, she's grown.
Yeah.
We were literally her age when we started TikTok and social media and all that.
That's insane.
So it's crazy to think that like we kind of grew up on TikTok.
Now we
Yeah.
look like triplets.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yes.
when did you get so old? What happened?
I know. That's how I feel about my youngest sisters too. Because you guys know I have hella sisters.
Yes.
I have so many damn sisters. It's insane.
I feel like that's why
crazy.
we get along.
That is why.
You know?
That is why.
I
It's
actually
energy.
always think that with a lot of our friends, they have a ton of sisters, and I'm like, the people with sisters, they
just
just
get it.
The girls that get it,
They get
They
it.
get it.
And I
They
feel
get
bad
it.
for the girls that don't have sisters, though.
I
I've
know.
said this before.
It sucks. It does suck. I mean, there's just something about having a sister. Although, 2 of my sisters called me last night, and you know, I don't know if you guys ever get like this, but like I had a long day. I just wanted to eat sushi and be quiet and watch Love on the Spectrum. I just wanted to like immerse myself into Netflix. And my sister called me for like a powwow, and I was just like, I'm literally at 0% right now. And she was so offended. She called me back again this morning and was like, I was just calling to see if you wanted to apologize for your behavior last night. I was like,
You're like, no, I was tired.
no, bitch, I don't want to apologize. Actually, you need to give me space. But when your sister, and then we just like immediately went into regular conversation.
Get back to it. That's such a sister thing.
It
Because like you could go from fighting and then all of a sudden you could be like having fun and
yes.
doing whatever.
It's hilarious because people comment a lot. They're like, do you guys ever fight? Because in our videos, we're always kind of like high energy, good vibes.
Yeah.
Like, there's never like a bad moment, but sometimes like off camera, it's more so like, okay, like we fight a little
Yeah.
bit, but it's
Yeah.
more so discussions in like a sassy tone.
Yeah.
It's not like,
Sister
girl,
fight.
Yes.
like, what do you, it's not like,
Yeah.
like we're,
Especially
Yeah.
if someone's hangry too. That's when it gets a
Ooh.
little heated. I'm like, okay, girl, don't talk to me right now.
That's
And that
always-
was the problem yesterday. I was hangry. I was
Yeah.
like, I have not eaten all
Sushi.
day. And she was like, why? And I was like, I don't have time to
I've been
explain to you
busy.
right now why I haven't eaten all day. I've been busy. She's like, well, you should eat. Like, this is not a cute look for you.
You're like, really? Yes, I will.
you're like,
eat.
that's the plan. The sushi's actually in front of me right now.
Yes. I'm like, I'm hanging up. Goodbye. But I fucking love my sisters. They're like my life. But I feel
Besties
like
for life.
nobody gets that except for sisters, because you'll see, like, have you ever had friends? Well, I feel like it's different when you have siblings, like you get it, but like some people who may not have that will see like sisters arguing and fighting and
Yeah.
be like, oh my God, like that's
That's a
ooh,
lot.
That's a
True.
lot. But in reality, you're like, this is just a Wednesday. Like,
Yeah, it's just a typical day for
Everything
me.
will be fine. Give us 5 minutes.
Yes.
Let us get a little
We'll work through
snack
it.
in us.
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. Because then I feel like too, when you're close with your siblings, you find mutual enemies in other people. So like you have to call your sister and debrief about
Yes.
those people.
No, that's so true. Because Kenzie's the only person that like I'm not a big gossiper, but when it comes to Kenzie, I will tell her the tea.
Yes.
It's the immediate side eye. Like if someone says something, I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh,
We both know exactly what we're thinking at the same time, but I'm like, I just had to double check to make sure like we're on the same
I'm
page.
like, are we
Yes.
taking mental notes? I'm like, is this like, I know we're not twins, but twin telepathy, is this happening right
you
now?
guys
Because
definitely have that.
Oh,
I think so, because we be talking at the same time too, and we'll say the exact same. Even with my younger sister,
Yeah.
we have the same laugh and everything.
You literally look like you got spit out at the same exact moment in time. What's Michaela's
Copy
sign?
and paste. Sagittarius, I think. She's
December 20th.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, you guys are just so cute. Thank you. And how old are we? What are our ages?
21.
20. Yeah.
Damn.
Little babies.
I know. I still feel like a child sometimes.
I know.
I'm like, I'm an adult? Dang.
Girl, let me tell you something about adulthood. This is the ghettoest hood I've ever been to.
It is.
don't join.
It's so ghetto.
Don't join, please. Don't. When you get older, it only gets worse.
Oh.
I've realized that. I feel like this year especially, I'm like starting to realize a lot about how the world works.
Yeah.
And just like,
I wish I
ooh.
was more naive, you know?
Yeah.
I still am naive because I'm 21, but like, I wish I was a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because when you're a kid, you're like, I want to know everything.
You don't want to know.
But
You
you
don't.
wish you still
You
had
don't.
that childlike innocence where it's like, oh, I was protected by my parents. Now it's like, oh, you in this.
I know.
You
I
in
even
this.
look back on videos of myself when I was Miss Teen USA and I was 17. My voice sounds completely different. You wouldn't even recognize I had so much hope and faith in the universe. And it was just like it was like 20 octaves higher than it is now. And now I've seen it all. You know? It's really crazy when
Yeah.
you like take the baby lenses off and you start seeing things for what they really
is.
are.
Yep.
It's a little dark.
Might
It
give
is
people
dark.
a little less chances in life.
A
I feel
little
like that's
depressing.
something I've noticed about myself. Like I used to give people like
Oh my gosh.
a million chances. Now I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
One and a
see how
half.
it is.
One and a half
Exactly.
chances. Maybe
I'm like, I see the
two.
red flags quick, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna cut you off.
Right. How does that translate to your youngest sister? Because you have a younger sister and brother, right?
Yes, yeah.
How old is your brother?
He's gonna be 18 on March 16th. So
We're
this is like his
actually-
little birthday trip.
He's out here. They're actually all in the car. They dropped us off.
Stop.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. They're waiting outside.
No,
They're-
they went to go get food.
Oh my God, I was about to say, bring them in.
They
Bring the
went
whole
to go
fam.
get
Yeah.
food, but we're going to Six Flags after this.
What?
For Lil Max's birthday.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want to come.
I mean, join the
You could
fam.
if you want
join
to.
the fam, girl.
Oh, I gotta work. This is part of adulthood. This is what I'm saying. Adulthood is ghetto. But how does it work? I mean, because your brother's not on social media in the same way that
No.
you guys are.
He
hates it,
kind of hates
yeah.
social media. Same with our parents. They're like, we don't want to be in the videos. And we're like, come on, just one.
Really?
Just one. Even our mom, too. I'm like, girl, it would go viral
Yeah.
if you were in a video.
Yeah. Well, with your youngest sister, introducing her into social media the way that she's, coming into it now.
Yeah.
How do you protect her from the people, from the world?
It's kind
I
of
know.
crazy, honestly. Like, I think with the audience that we have, we were talking about this morning.
Yeah.
I don't know how we found a pocket of the internet. 4.2 million people who are kind. No one leaves
Very
hate
supportive,
comments.
too.
Like,
Yeah.
it's actually insane. And people ask us that a lot. They're like, how do you deal with the hate comments? I'm like,
What hate comments?
Yeah, people are really nice, and I don't know how or why. I don't know how we deserve that. But even to like Lil Sis KK, like
Yeah.
everyone feels like TikTok aunties. That's what they call
Yes.
themselves. They're like, we're KK's TikTok aunties. I'm like,
So I feel like they have like a little protection over her, too.
Yeah.
So I know if someone were to say something, they'd all snap back and be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
get out.
I love that.
Me too.
I love that.
I'm like, y'all are true supporters. Like,
For real.
literally a fam.
I feel
It's a
like
family.
my besties are like that too. Like I don't even have to respond to the hate comments anymore because
Yeah.
they will.
Like, we got you.
I'm like, it's like Rihanna Navy up in this bitch.
they pull up before you do.
No, it's so true. They're on it.
exactly. How did you guys decide? I mean, obviously your sisters are close, and you grew up in the age of social media, so I feel like it's natural to kind of start this page together. But how did you decide that you were going to even start making content? Who was the first one to be like, this is what we're doing?
It was kind of Kenzie. So it was like 2019 summer, and she was like, we should do this little TikTok dance. And I was like, I don't know if I want to be on social media.
Yeah.
And I didn't even really know what TikTok was at the time. So she was like, let's just do a little dance video. And I was like, okay, fine. We'll do it. And then we got like 60,000 views overnight. And we are like, what the heck? So
On
we
our first video.
Yeah, we told our dad, and he was like, is that good for the app? Or I was like, 60,000 views is
Yeah,
crazy on
that's a
any
lot.
app. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
60,000 views a lot. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a lot of people.
So we didn't really post after that until November. We kind of picked it up again, and we duetted a video with Charlie D'Amelio and her sister, and they kind of looked like twins at the time. It was when they were kind of on the come up.
Yeah.
And Kenzie and I duetted it, and everyone was like, oh, that's like Charlie and Dixie on dark mode. And
Yes!
we were like, oh, okay. So they were like kind of roasting us, but like in a funny way. So we
Yeah.
kind of rolled with it. And
Yeah,
then
it was
after
funny.
that, we were super consistent. And yeah.
It was really once we started making the hair videos, because it was
Yeah.
like in 2020. We started in the beginning of 2019, or August 2019 was our first video. We really started posting consistently November of 2019. I think I remember going to Christmas break or like the Christmas family gathering and telling people we had like 50,000 followers on TikTok.
Oh my God.
And everyone's like,
family's like,
what's TikTok?
That's great.
They're like,
baby.
cool, I guess.
And then by February, I think we had like 500,000 followers.
Wow.
Yeah. We
So
grew
it
in like
it was insane.
a little amount of time. It was crazy.
Yeah, and then we started doing curly hair videos, and for those type of videos for us was like we were still learning how to do our hair.
It was like the beginning of our journey. So we were kind of documenting it as we were going on TikTok. So it was crazy that we got to like kind of film ourselves doing that. And then we were also learning and showing everyone else the process of like our curly hair journey. And it kind of it
Look
started
good.
off looking bad, and then it evolved and started looking better.
It's a journey going natural.
It is. Oh my gosh.
Woof. Did both of you get relaxers growing up?
No,
No,
we actually
not
didn't.
relaxers, but we didn't use heat protectant because we couldn't afford it, and like we would just straighten our hair and fry it off basically
Yeah.
every day. So
Well, who even knew about heat protectant?
nobody.
Like nobody knew about protecting. You, it was just fry the shit out of it.
Yeah.
And
Hope for the
And
best.
yeah,
do
hope
a
for the
side
best.
part. Like for me,
That was
my-
that was it.
it was like that was all we had. But I feel like too, the natural hair content during like the pandemic too, everyone was like, how can I take care of my hair for the first time?
Yes.
How can I like learning new things, new skills, and like really trying to get that self-care in. So I feel like it was like the perfect moment to be
Yeah.
Yeah.
coming out with that.
I think too another aspect of it is if you're at home, you're quarantined.
Yeah.
You don't have to look cute for nobody.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
You
So
have your
if-
hair in a messy bun. And that's what we did.
Exactly. Yeah. And for us, we went to a public school for our freshman year of high school. And then we started doing online for sophomore year to senior year. So once we switched, and this was obviously like before, I think we were seniors during COVID, right? During
Yeah.
the pandemic.
Yeah.
So we had already been on online
Yeah.
for 2 years before everybody else hopped on the online trend. So we were like, okay, if we're doing online school, might as well learn how to do our curls.
Yeah.
So that was kind of our intro to like the natural hair journey
Yeah.
life.
Wait, you guys were in the same grade too.
Yeah, our mom. So we were homeschooled when we were younger. So she just combined us into the same grade.
Brilliant.
So we're twins.
Yeah.
You
We're
are
twins.
twins. Sorry.
Basically, yeah.
We
hate
have
to
all the
break it
same
to you.
friends. Yeah. Like our parents have actually been lying to us for the past
Yes.
21 years. I'm 21, y'all. I wish.
This is like,
Yeah,
I know.
I wish Kenzie
Soon-
was 21
soon
with
cup.
me. I was like, oh.
I feel like when you turn 21, it kind of is like, oh, like I'm here. Like it's everything you've been waiting for. 'Cause I
Yeah.
feel like you wait to be 16 so you can get your driver's license.
Yes.
And then you wait to be 21 so that you can like have your first drink, quote unquote, your first drink.
Yeah, you're first.
And then you turn 21, you're like, oh, okay.
Cool.
And then you turn 25 and you're like, holy shit. And then you turn 30 and you're like, oh, this is cute, but also holy shit. And I'm 31, so like my next big one is going to be 40 probably. And then I'm going to be like,
Holy shit.
slay.
Cute.
Yes.
Holy
She's
shit.
cute.
Like,
40's
this is
cute.
great.
Yes.
It's just so funny, like the stages we go through in life. Okay, so obviously you guys are sisters. You
Yes.
host the Big Sis Energy podcast. Why did you start the podcast?
Honestly, like we wanted to take our content to a more authentic level and really
Yeah.
be able to dive into a little bit like more vulnerable, deeper topics and show like a little bit more of who we are as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And more like the sister dynamic too, because I feel like a lot of people, they see us getting ready and having
Right.
fun in our videos, and that's great. But like we definitely, like Kenzie said, want to show more of like us as people and what we've gone through, all the stories, how we kind of got into social media. So there's a lot of like story times of us and
Yeah.
what we've kind of learned. I know we said like big sis energy, even though we're still young, but I feel like we like to give our 2 cents on life and what we've
And-
gone through, you know?
And
Yeah.
even I think for us too is having people on who maybe have experienced a little bit more life than us and learning from them. And it's
Yeah.
like, okay, Malia and I can take notes from like when you came on the podcast, I'm like, okay, I can go back, I can take my notes and I'm like, I can learn some stuff from Miss Kamie. And then
Yes.
also the viewers too, because they're like, you know, a different age group. Maybe some are younger,
Yeah.
maybe some are the same age as us, maybe some are older. Everybody can take little tidbits like
Yes.
from
We can all learn from each other.
that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the beauty of it because sisterhood is such a beautiful thing and
Yeah.
people who don't have sisters like I said they can come to the podcast and be like, oh, Big Sis.
Yes.
Big Sis
We're all
Kamie or
sisters.
Big-
We're all fam.
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that. I feel like, for our listeners, we have the age ranges vary. I have people who are your age and I have people who are older than me. And they still want to listen to the podcast and learn something or hear something because there's so many different topics that we talk about.
Right.
But even for the people who are older than me or my age who are listening to you two right now, there is always something to learn. I get all of my best material, creative ideas, confidence from my sisters, and they're all younger than me. So like there's always something that you can learn from people who are older or younger. It really doesn't matter.
That is so true.
Just
It's really
getting-
just a different perspective,
I was gonna
honestly.
say.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. Well, speaking of perspective, we
Ooh.
got some people who need some advice.
Okay.
Some Big Sis advice.
Some Big Sis
All
advice.
right.
Got
Let's
you.
do
All
it.
up and through. Are you ready? Okay. Here goes the first one. Hey, Kamie, I'm such a big fan. Thank you. Your podcast gives me so much life. I would like to stay anonymous. Last year, my childhood best friend got into a beautiful relationship, and I'm so happy for her because she deserves it. However, it has been difficult to watch her have something that I want. I'm only 23, so I know my time will come. Sometimes she gives me unsolicited relationship advice, like she's overcompensating because she knows I would like to be in a committed relationship, and it's starting to irk me. How do you deal with feelings of envy and comparison?
That's a good question.
That is good.
That's-
It's interesting because Kenzie's in a long-term relationship and I'm single, but I feel like she was saying, everyone's journey is so different and
Yeah.
it's so hard not to compare. But I don't know. I feel like knowing in the back of your head that you do have a person out there for you,
Yeah.
but it's just waiting for that moment. But also maybe like opening up to having a conversation with your friend, like, hey, like maybe you don't have to like say that, or even like certain comments that you might not like, just letting her know that it's maybe hurts your feelings or something that you don't really want to hear.
Yeah.
But if you have a question, like you can always go to your friend and be like, hey, like I want your advice on this. Like maybe if it's more so like if you're asking her versus like her telling you something.
Unsolicited
Yeah.
advice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's tough. Because even like with Kenzie, I'm like, okay, you don't need to tell me this.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. Or even like with my friends too, I'm like, okay, do you want my advice or are you just like wanting someone to vent to? Because I know it's nice to have someone to vent to.
Yeah.
But it's also like if you're asking for advice, then it's like, okay, I'll give you my advice if you're going to take it and listen, you know?
That's big Virgo behavior. Because Virgos, I mean, I'm a Virgo rising, so like, I'll ask my friends the same thing. Like, do you want to rant and rave?
Right.
Or do you want to know what I think? I always will ask, do you want to know what I think? Because I have thoughts, but I want to make sure that you want them.
And you're ready for it.
And
Because
you're ready
sometimes you
for
might not
it.
be ready for it.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
I think too, I feel like I'm very blessed to be in the relationship that I'm in, but seems like sometimes the dating scene can be a little ghetto.
It's
It is
treacherous.
ghetto.
A little ghetto.
Oh my God.
ghetto.
And especially like from my friends and hearing stories and stuff, and I'm just like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, it's terrifying.
Yeah. So I'm like, maybe you're actually blessed right now in
Yeah.
your single
Yeah.
era, and I don't know, like maybe that's a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
for
Don't
you.
rush it because I'd be telling Kenzie all my
Yeah.
date stories and they're interesting.
Oh my God. Well, because I think when we first met, you had just gotten out of a relationship.
Yes, yeah.
So you've
That
been
was
on the dating
fresh.
scene. That was really fresh.
But yeah, I'm in the dating scene now. I'm putting myself back out there.
Yeah.
I have noticed, which is actually terrible, the past few dates that I've been on have all been Geminis. And so I was like,
Miss
okay, this is
girl.
not the vibe. This is not cute.
Because her ex was also a Gemini.
Yeah.
I remember we talked about
Yeah,
it.
so I was like, I was in the back of my head, I was like, Kamie told me not to go for the Geminis.
We got to rebrand.
That
We
Big
gotta
Sis-
and I
get
never
together.
asked before, like, we actually went out on a date, you know? And then I found out, I'm like, wait,
No.
this is a little spooky.
No.
I don't like this.
It's very spooky.
Y'all are
Geminis
toxic.
are very spooky.
Y'all are toxic.
All the Geminis listening are like, why is she always ragging on Gemini? It's the men.
Yes, not the girls.
It's
we love
the
the girls.
men. I have to keep saying this. It's all men, but really the Gemini men. They deserve prison time. Are you on like the apps?
Yeah, well, I was, and then I deleted it because I was like, I've had enough.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd rather just meet people in person, and I think it's just more of me going out and meeting people. But I've also gone out and met people, and they're also crazy. So
Yeah.
you really, you just don't know.
You never know.
You really don't.
Kenzie, you met your boyfriend.
We met playing basketball my senior year of high school at the gym.
Okay.
And
I
I
was
al-
in school, but I wasn't.
I always told myself, I'm like, the gym guys, I don't,
Uh-huh.
because they have that like ego thing.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
that like the arrogance was always such a big turnoff for me. Like when someone's like, oh, like you owe me your number, I would just be like,
Who said that?
well, no one like says that, but it's their energy.
Oh,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
it's
you can
like,
tell
yeah,
sometimes.
that's
oh,
true.
what's your number? And I'm like, oh, I don't give out my number. What's your email, girl?
Yeah.
My email.
Yeah.
I've had people ask me for my email because I was grounded from like every social media platform that was out there.
What did you do?
Free social media.
Why? This is a long story.
Yes.
There's a podcast episode
we
about
got taken
it.
out of
my
high school
God.
like our freshman year.
Yeah.
And our parents were really strict. So we were just doing the typical like high school partying, stuff like that.
So
Yeah.
when I said that we did online school, that wasn't our choice.
Oh, I thought it was like, well, in the back of my mind, I was like, oh, COVID, online school. But then I'm
Yeah.
like, wait, that was before COVID.
Sometimes I just
Yeah.
leave a little bit of the context
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah.
There's a story time out there. Yeah. It's out there.
It was a long story time. The buildup was crazy, like the whole year.
Oh my God.
But people, I'd be like, oh, what's your Instagram? I'm like, oh, I'm not allowed to have what's your Snap? I'm not allowed to have Snapchat. They'd be like, what's your
Persistent.
email? I'm like, I don't want to give you my email,
Yeah.
my online
We're
school
not going to be
email.
pen pals like over
Yeah, no.
hotmail.com or whatever, whatever people are using.
No, thank you.
Wow. Yeah. So I guess, I mean, for this person, I think I think throughout my life, I mean, I'm like a serial monogamous, so I've always been in relationships, and then I've had friends who are, usually single while I'm in relationships, and it is hard to watch your friends, and even now, like I'm a grown-ass woman, all my friends are getting married, having kids, and
Yeah.
like watching them, I don't really look at them as if I'm necessarily envious. I'm more like, maybe she needs to like rebrand and like rephrase it to like, I aspire to this. Like, this is what I
Right.
want. I know this is going to happen for me, like we were saying.
Yes.
And I'm excited for this moment to happen for me.
Yeah.
But your friends don't need to tell you every single little detail
Yes.
about what to expect, because friends will also try to make you terrified of the next phase of life. You
Yeah.
know, like my boyfriend and I are talking about moving in together, and I have friends who are like, girl, good luck. Like,
You're like, I don't need that.
I'm like,
Don't put that on me. Don't put your situation onto me.
Yes.
Yes.
But also pick up the phone when I call you, like, girl,
this and this happened.
he didn't load the dishwasher correctly. What do I do? Like, I need you to pick up the phone.
Yeah.
So I think boundaries are
Yes,
important.
boundaries are very important.
Boundaries are important.
And I think it's comparison in any realm to like an unhealthy degree can be unhealthy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And not good for your mental state.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you can get to a point where you are super happy for your friends, but then also taking that same happiness and being
Yeah.
excited and happy for your future self.
And not
Yeah.
rushing
It's
it.
gonna happen.
Not rushing it for yourself either, because I know I can totally relate. I'm like, I want to be in a relationship too, but if it's with the wrong guy, it's so not worth it.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
At all.
You gotta let that go. Okay. Here goes the next one. Hi, Kamie. I would like to stay anonymous. I have a problem concerning my ex-best friend. We've been friends for 3 years now. During this time, I have been really active in my dating life, but she never dated anyone. Lately, she always got angry when I was dating someone and said things like, I don't want you to have a boyfriend. So I thought she might be jealous. I also noticed this in other areas. For example, she copied my style, my piercings, etc. On my birthday, she met new friends of mine and told me to piss off because those are her friends now. Ooh.
Not the piss off.
What?
First of all, okay, my friends thought that this was really weird. Yeah, it is. Well, a few months ago, she showed me that she matched with someone on Tinder that I had been dating a few weeks before. But we ended things. She showed me the match and said, I think he likes me too. I really didn't understand why it was important to her to know if he likes her. I told her it's not a competition. I think a best friend shouldn't do this.
I think so too.
I'm waving the little red flag.
Exactly.
I think she wants to be you low key. Like,
Exactly.
Why is she that jealous?
It's not done. She said that she's disappointed in me because I think she's jealous of me, etc. And then she said, by the way, sorry for my English. I'm from Germany. You're doing great. I'm reading right along. Anyways, I really don't know how to continue. I don't feel like I can trust her anymore, and I don't want to tell her anything about my dating life anymore. I'm really disappointed. Usually she was a really good friend, and I don't understand why she would do this. I'm really thinking about ending the friendship. We had a great time together, but I don't think I can forgive and forget. If she had apologized, it would have been easier. What do you think? Am I overreacting? What would you do? Thank you so much.
Absolutely not. She's not overreacting at all. I'm sorry. She needs
First
to go.
off, I'm sorry that you're dealing. I feel like friendship breakups,
Yeah.
they hit the heart. They
Yeah.
It sometimes hits worse than,
hits
than,
worse.
a, than a
Yeah.
real breakup.
It hits worse. Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's especially like female friendships are so important, and like
Yeah.
you latch onto those when they're good, and you're like, oh, like this feels like a sister.
Well, because you trust them with your life, you know?
Yeah.
Seriously.
And all your secrets.
And all your
Oh, they
secrets.
know everything.
So it
Yeah.
feels like really close to home, really close to the heart. So I'm sorry you're going through that right now.
Yeah.
I feel like the competition thing is so unhealthy. And I've been in, I wasn't going to say a lot, I've been in one friendship that was like that. And it took me a while because I kept making excuses for her because I knew her like past life situation, her family situation, and like my heart really yearned for her, like felt like I wanted to be there for her, to be able to help her through those aspects of life. But it got to a point where it was unhealthy for me.
Yeah.
And she wasn't being like kind anymore. And things started changing. And I'm like, you can't see somebody for who they once were.
Yeah.
Because who they are now could be a different person than who your friend was when you met her 3 years ago.
Or thinking that they're going to change, you know? Because even with other relationships, I'm like, okay, I can't fix anybody. They are who they are. And if I'm either going to accept that or not, like, you kind of either have to cut them off or go separate ways. And same thing with boundaries, too. Like we said, it's like, I don't know. At a certain point, it's like, it's okay to part ways and go different ways in life.
Yeah. And it's not like I don't like you anymore type thing. It's like, okay, maybe we're growing in different directions.
Yeah.
Not that one's better than the other or anything like that. It doesn't have to be any type of competition, but we're just going in different directions in life. And that's okay. That's honestly a beautiful thing. And you don't have to stick in this friendship if you feel like it's not for you anymore.
And that's not a friend if she's going after the guy you're talking to.
3 weeks ago.
That's insane.
This big hater energy.
Yeah.
Big
She
hater
wants
energy.
to be you.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I've had so many friendships in my life that are exactly like this.
For real?
Too many. Like I can name at least 3 to 4 that I've had. And I feel like when you are a good person, not to like hype myself up, but I feel like when you're a good person and you genuinely care about people, you will attract people who want to like suck out your light because they're like, oh my God, like I aspire to this, but it's in a way that is unhealthy.
Yeah.
And it's like almost like they're preying on you. Like they're preying on you in a bad way. And yeah, the friendships that I've had that are like that, they don't last, but I have made excuses for them and
It's
been
so
like,
easy to.
It's
like, well, no, we have fun together. And like, no, she's not jealous of me.
Right.
Like she's just having a bad day or whatever. And
Yeah.
like everyone in my life would tell me this person is not really your friend.
Yes.
Everyone from my mom to other friends. Like, and the other crazy part is I feel like when you're friends with people like that, they tend to isolate you from other people.
That is so true.
Such a good point.
Yes.
It's like a weird thing. It's almost like being in like an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
Because it is pretty much like it can be like mentally and emotionally abusive. They call you nonstop. If you don't pick up, like that's a big problem.
Right.
They want to hang out with you all the time. If you want to hang out with somebody else, that's a problem.
They don't want to see you thrive.
They don't want to see you
Notice
thrive.
how in the message she said that she didn't want her to have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
That's an isolation tactic.
Yes.
That she's trying to, and her friends were like, oh, I don't think that's actually your friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good that you have outside opinions because they're trying to get you to.
Yeah, she doesn't want to
Yes.
see you happy.
Exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And then I found, because this was like in middle school, high school, that people would stop inviting me to things because they didn't want to deal with the friend. Like, because the friend had a bad attitude or
Right.
whatever, they would be like, you know, we would love to have you, but like, we know you're going to bring blank.
Right.
And I would be like, well, yeah, like they're my friend. And they'd be like, yeah, well,
They're not ours.
exactly.
They're not my friend.
Exactly. Invite not extended to you. So yeah, that sucks. This is not your friend and you need to dump her ass like a bad
Yes.
habit. ASAP.
It's
No,
time.
no more excuses.
No
It's
more
time.
excuses.
Yeah.
She doesn't like you. She's so obsessed with you that she hates you.
Yes.
Like that
insane.
can be a thing.
Yeah.
And you'll notice yourself, like, once you do maybe step away from the relationship, how your energy feels. If
Ooh,
you feel like
yes.
a weight is lifted off your shoulders, give yourself like a month. You're
Yeah.
going to feel that weight
Big
be
on the
lifted.
energy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a bar because you literally wake up and you're like, wow, fresh air. Like
Yeah.
it feels like somebody
Dang,
put
I can
wasabi up
breathe.
You
your
don't
nose.
get to feel stressed anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You feel like you have so much more free time. Like, wow, I don't have to deal with this person and all their bullshit every day.
Yeah.
I've felt that so many times.
It's
many
not a good
times.
feeling. It's not a good feeling because it's like, why?
No,
Why?
it's not the vibe. Okay, last one. My little sister, best friend of 17, almost 18 years, is moving away to college, and we've grown up next door to each other all of our lives. I've known her since she was born. And now it's starting to hit me like a bus, and I really don't know what to do because I literally watched her grow up, and we do everything together. Any advice on how to deal with the fact that she's gone for school? My heart is sinking.
That hits a little too close to home.
I
know,
knew
I
it
was
would.
gonna say,
That's why I was like, I have to ask
Kamie.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, because we're planning on moving out here to LA and we've grown up with our little sister and even our family too. Like we're 8 minutes away from them now.
We live in Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So moving away is going to be hard, but you know that it's going to be the best thing for them too. Because I feel like it's a way to grow. Because you guys have probably grown up in the same area for so long.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's hard though. Like obviously you're going to miss them because I'm going to miss KK and all my siblings and family and all of that.
Yeah, it's sad. I know our one of our friends, she moved to New York from Arizona last year, and she's actually coming to visit in the next couple weeks. But we have to be a little bit more intentional on our time.
Yeah.
And like trying to make those FaceTime calls work. And it can be like with the time zones, it can be a little tricky, but like you have to be more intentional and be able to communicate. Okay, when are you free? When can we actually make time to talk, catch up, talk about life? Like, that way you guys are still in each other's lives. It just takes a little bit more effort, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
But you also want to see them, like, the school that she's going to could be a huge opportunity for her. And she could start a whole, new chapter with her career and her education, which is amazing. So it's like you want to see your friends thrive. And even though it's going to be sad.
Yeah.
It's like a bittersweet moment because it's like, oh my gosh, like they're going to be doing so many great things, but they're not going to be with me all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it could be a good opportunity for you too to be able to go and visit and like meet new people and have fun in a new area. Like it's a college town. It's lit. Like,
and even where you're from too, like maybe putting yourself out there a little bit more, finding new hobbies where you're from. If your friend's leaving you and it's like your bestie, and maybe you don't have like a lot of friends outside of that little circle, it might be a good time to start putting yourself out there, getting a little out of your comfort zone, trying new things.
Situations. Yeah.
It can be hard to do that, but like taking the next step and finding new hobbies, like new gym classes or whatever is really good for you.
Yeah. God, I'm like having flashbacks to the day when I left for college, leaving my sister who we're 7 years apart. We never got along when we were younger, ever. This is the same sister who called me last night and cussed me out and this morning. So but that day when I packed my stuff to leave, I just remember being in my room, like about to go to the airport. Parents are like ready downstairs screaming for me, like, Cameron, let's go, we're gonna miss the flight. And my sister came in the room and just like stood at the doorway and she just had like tears streaming down her face. It makes me want to cry just even thinking about it. I bawled. We just like held each other and just like cried. And I think that was the moment when it finally like clicked for me, like, oh, you're a normal human being and I love you and you're my sister. Because before that I was like, oh my God, this bitch is annoying.
You're like, I guess I'll miss you.
I'm gonna miss you so much. And now we're like the close, we're so close, we're like the best of friends. But it is scary. It's scary to like leave your comfort zone and have your comfort zone leave you is really, really, it's tough. It's not an easy thing, but I think that you have to look at it for the positives. I have another best friend who lives in Rwanda. And we're literally on an 18-hour time difference, I believe it is. But I honestly forget because we talk so much. And like, if I don't get her text from the night before, I'll get it the next night when she's awake for the morning and I'm, going to bed or whatever.
Yeah.
Like we keep in touch. You just keep keeping in touch. And I think too, as you get older, you realize that like the closest friendships that you have in your life are not the people that you talk to every single day or see every single day. It's the people that you still feel a connection with no matter where they are.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
true.
That is so true.
That's so true.
It's the best feeling. Just having people like that like I call it low maintenance friendships. I require low maintenance friendships in my life. Like if I don't answer your text for 2 days, you can't cancel me.
Yes.
Please.
Big heavy on that. Cause I'm like,
And they understand too.
especially when you're busy, like even answering that text can be a big thing sometimes. And like, sometimes even like the mental and emotional energy just to like type back to the text, you might need a few days, and that's okay. I understand because I'm the same way. I'm like,
same with the voice memos too. I'm always like, I'll wait for the voice memo because it's like 2 or 3 minutes long, and I want to listen.
Yeah,
but give me a little bit of time because I want to like have it in my hand and like listen to it like a little podcast, like I'm walking around cleaning and stuff.
Right
in the car.
Because I really need to be invested so I can be like, okay, Let's lock in.
Yes. And then I can advise. No, I'm sitting on like 20 minutes worth of voice memos right now.
Oh my God.
You're like, it's
Relatable.
time.
But I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it.
I promise.
I'm gonna get to your personal podcast, friend. I just need a
Yup.
minute. I just need a minute. You guys, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for bringing your Big Sis energy to Relationship. I appreciate you. Let everyone know where they can find you.
Well, first, thank you, Kamie.
Yes, thank
We
you
love
so much.
you.
We
I'm like,
love chatting it up with you.
This really feels like Big Sis vibes. Like,
Yes,
it really
is.
does. Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh. Well, y'all can find us on TikTok at Mackenzie and Malia. My Instagram is Kenzie Grace with 2 E's and an underscore.
And my Instagram is Malia Alexis _. And yeah, follow us on Big Sis Energy. We're on Spotify, Apple, and we also post on
Instagram.
YouTube as well.
Yeah.
And soon you'll be in LA.
Soon we'll be in LA.
We'll be out here.
Have you planned the move? Like, is it set?
We found our apartment yesterday.
Stop.
We did, yeah. It was actually, I kid you not, it was the first apartment we ever toured like a couple months ago. And we're like, what if this is the one? And then we like looked around and we're like, this is not it. And we're like, okay.
This is the one.
This is the one.
Yeah.
Are you guys living in your own place now, or are you living at home?
Yes, yeah, we're living in our
Okay,
place
so this
now.
is not like your first big girl apartment. Like, this is like...
We moved out when I was 18.
Oh,
So we've been
yeah.
out for 2 years. But
Okay.
yeah. We're excited
We're
to like...
we're ready to move out here.
Yeah. We're really excited.
Well, welcome to the city. The city
Thank
welcomes
you.
with open arms. And I can't wait to see more of you guys.
Oh yes.
Yay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you,
Bye.
Relationship. Bye.